Break, any station come in.
Yung breaker po, go ahead. 11, call sign, sir.
Thank you, sir. This is 4H1 EMQ po. This is EMQ from Amadeo Station, over.
Roger that, acknowledge. This is Alpha Lima, Cavite Station on a mobile.
Thank you, sir. Sir, can you give me update lang sa location mo, weather and working condition mo?
Roger that, acknowledge. So now, ako po ay on mobile, stationary mobile here in Cavite City Public Market. And then, sa ngayon, sobrang init po ng ating weather condition ngayon dito. Napakataas ng humidity level. And working condition ko po is Motorola GM300 with power output of 45 watts. And then, super gainer antenna. Over.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo mga ka-TryNation. Ito na naman po ang inyong lingkod, si BB1 ng Try to Contact. Ayan, so welcome po again sa ating show ng Try to Contact. At kamusta na po ba kayo dyan sa inyong mga 2-0 o yung sinasabi nga ay inyong mga location. Ayan, so dito po sa ating location, syempre komportable po tayo. Siyempre, may aircon eh. Ayan, pinabuksan ko po yung aircon. Kaya lang may oras lang. Pagkatapos nitong ating show, wala na rin yung aircon. Ayan. Nagtitipid po kasi kami dahil nga siyempre naman pandemic ngayon. Ano? Kailangan nating gamitin sa mga kailangan ang ating mga kapirahan. Ayan. So, kamusta na po ba kayo? At ano po ba ang mga nangyayari sa inyo dyan? So, mag-comment lang po kayo dyan sa ating comment box. Ayan. At pwede ho kayong magtanong. Yan, wag lang po kayong mangungutang. Ayan. Yun. Anyway po, ano po ba yung ating aabangan sa araw na ito? Aba, syempre, nandyan po si Sir James W3ZQZ para sa ating dipole antennas. Ayan. So, kung hindi nyo pa po alam kung ano ang dipole antenna, aba, mamaya po ay babanggitin po sa atin yan ni Sir W3ZQZ. Ayan, so wag lang nyo pong kalimutan yung ating mga tissue. Ayan. Alam nyo naman, ayan, nosebleed section na naman tayo mamaya. Ayan, but kidding aside, alam nyo po ba na maraming natututunan ang mga ka-TryNation natin dyan sa mga antennas na yan. Ano? At nung nakaraan, ay nakita nyo naman yung DIY antenna to try ni Sir YBY at YBX. Ayan. Siya nga po pala, bago po natin makalimutan, ay tayo po ay simulcast dito sa ating FB page at syempre doon po sa ating YouTube channel. Ayan. At alam niyo po ba na malapit na tayong maging 10,000 mga manunubaybay ng TryPH Media. Ayan. Kaya ini-encourage po namin kayo na sana po ay i-share nyo at i-like yung ating FB page. Ayan. Para naman po makinabang din naman yung ibang mga kababayan po natin. Yan man po ay sa Pilipinas, sa ibang bansa. Yan. Diyan po sa probinsya natin sa May California. Yan. Hindi nyo po natatanong, hindi po ako taga dyan. Yan. Joke lang po yun. Yan. Anyway, yun po, no? At syempre, kung kayo po ay taga-Tagaytay o dyan sa may malapit sa may sabi nga ay Taal Volcano, ay mag-ingat-ingat po tayo dahil sa alert level 2 na po ang Taal. Ano? Ayan. Kaya yung mga radyo po ninyo ay keep it charged. Ano? Ayan. Para kung ano man ang mangyari ay makaka-contact po tayo. Ayan. And then, ano pa ba? Ayan. Medyo mainit ano? Sa labas. Ayan. So ingat-ingat po kayo lalo na yung mga nagbibiyahe dyan habang nakatutok dito sa ating istasyon. Ayan. So, inom lang po kayo ng mga water. Yan, kung ayaw nyo naman po ng water, ay tubig na lang. Ayan. Parehas lang din naman yun. Ayan. Anyway po, wag na po nating patagalin. Ano? Nosebleed section is already here on the background. Ayan, si Sir James W3ZQ. And kaya handang-handa na po. Ayan, we are all, ano ba yung handa? Ayan, fiesta? Hindi, ayan. We're handa na nga, yun. Sir James. And before I introduce you, I have to introduce the intro. Ayan. So, Sir James, get ready because you're next in this segments of Terrain from A to Z by ZQZ.
Hey there, everyone. Good afternoon here. And Joey, thanks for that introduction. And so, what we're going to do here is we're just going to jump right into our lesson here on dipoles. Now, for the last few weeks, I've been bombarding you guys here with dipole basics and different types of dipoles, and rest assured that we're closing this out. But just to reinforce things a bit here, what we're going to do is just again a little bit of a review. And what we do when you also review, you build on the previous lessons, and that's what I'm going to touch on here. So some of the things that we're going to discuss here basically are an amateur radio, the single band, the multi-band dipoles, the trap dipole, and so forth. And these are some of the more common dipoles used in HF, as well as actually some in VHF, also vertical dipole as well. So without further ado, let's see if we can pull up some things here via the share screen, and hopefully things will be functioning correctly. Let's see if we can share some screen here, and let's see. I just wanted to do a particular application window, if possible, for that, and there we go. So, Joey, is that showing here? The application window showing? Yes, no? There we go. All right, very good. Now we can focus on that. Excellent. So now, as we look at this dipole here, and I did like that background music, by the way. That makes things go a little smoother. But anyway, as you see here on this dipole antenna, we have the joining of two wires in the center with an insulator. And then we have the insulator at both ends. And of course, what you do is you solder the center conductor of your coaxial cable feed line to one side of the center insulator. And of course, it doesn't matter which side. And then we solder the braid to the other side. You see the shield right there. And at the end of the insulators, normally what's not showing in this picture, you would connect ropes, nylon string, or whatever whatever you can use for the end insulators, and then haul that antenna upward. And naturally, you want to get it as high as you can as you look at this picture here. And don't hesitate to bend the dipole. Do whatever that it takes to make it fit. And again, this is just standard single band dipole. It could be, again, for the 3.7, 3.8, 9 megahertz, 7, 14, 21, all of those different bands here. as far as various lengths are concerned. And this is from the ARRL diagram, courtesy of them. Most of the pics here are from the Amateur Radio League here, courtesy. So this is a simple example of your, again, basic dipole, HF and VHF. Now for the next one here, let's see. What we have is the vertical dipole. Now that the antenna can be vertical, actually. So this is still a dipole. As you see, it's still a dipole. This is for obviously VHF dipole. And you have a ballon, 5 to 6 turns. That's to keep the transmission line from radiating. But what's unique about the vertical dipole is the way it radiates as well. So this is another example of a vertical dipole again. And just trying to figure out what happened here. Let's see if we can stop that. And so the way the vertical dipole radiates, again, let's see if we can get back, is in an omnidirectional direction. That's the way it radiates here. And let's see if we can go back. And omni in all directions, that dipole radiates. And so unlike the horizontal dipole, that, of course, my media player is not cooperating naturally, so we got to keep hitting back. But you get the idea of the radiation pattern of the dipole here. So let's see if we can get things back on track here a bit for a second. And just one moment as we go back to, let's go back and resume. Okay, so again, what we have is the mounted dipole, and the next one here, we have the multi-band dipole. And with the multi-band dipole, once again, you have various wires of various lengths here that's at any given frequency with the multi-band dipole. And that's another version of the multi-band dipole using traps as well. If I can get my media player to behave here for just a moment. Let's see if she does. And she's not cooperating. Let's see if we can. One moment here. So with the dipole, again, you have the dipole that is of various lengths here, and the dipole and is a parallel design, and you have several dipoles that are joined together in the center and fed with the same coaxial cable. They run parallel to each other, and of course the dipole that radiates the RF here most likely matches the impedance of the antenna, and that matching impedance will change according to the frequency of the signal. So once again, one dipole will often again radiate out of these three here, depending on what frequency that you're on. And of course, for multi-band applications, you have the trap dipole that consists of a coil, the tune circuit, and these traps, again, are tune circuits, and it consists of a capacitor and an inductor. And what they do, again, they resonate at a specific frequency. Again, that's what they do. And so these require, and there's an example of one there, these require a high voltage capacitor to handle that. And again, these resonate at a certain frequency. So you can have a multi-band dipole. And the traps have to be able to carry an enormous amount of current with that as well. And those are a very common type of antenna. Now, obviously, these designs here might be a bit more complicated. And of course, you can always get the help that you need from the ham radio community. And if you don't want to build such ones, there's plenty of ones that are pre-built. That's a coaxial dipole as well, coaxial trap. So that's for 40 and the 20 meter band. So there's a couple tricks you can use here. Again, when you're building these type of dipoles as well. And again, as we look back, we looked at the single band dipole, no doubt, and we looked at the multi-band dipole as well. Boy, what a time messing around with this. And again, basically the same principles are involved with these various dipoles. So with that, it can be vertically polarized again, and you have an example of vertical polarization as well. And the vertical antenna radiates in omnidirectional antenna. You see that donut shape where the horizontal antenna radiates, and bidirectional. You have multi-band antennas here with various lengths that resonate, as well as the trap dipole, which consists of a capacitor and inductor. We might go in depth later, but again, all of these resonate at a certain frequency. So there's a number of tricks that you can use for these type of dipoles here. And that's it. So that about covers the dipole review painstakingly here, and hopefully we survive the media player presentation. And let's see if we can get back over to Joe. And the one thing is that, again, with these, you never know until you try. So again, I'll say 73s, over and out, and until next time.
Sabi ko nga, nakamute ako eh. Thank you so much po, Sir W3ZQZ, for that, again, wonderful insight of the dipole antennas, the 2040 trap, also the vertical antenna. Yes, thank you very much, Sir W3ZQ. Don't worry, I bring my tissue. Not a tissue, but I hope my blood still run through me. Again, thank you so much, James W3ZQZ, to reign from A to Z by CQC. Ayan. So, wag po kayong aalis, TryNation. Magbabalik po kami.
Hello mga ka-try.
So welcome back mga ka-try. Magandang hapon mga ka-try.
Good morning mga ka-try.
What's up mga ka-try?
Hello mga ka-try.
Magandang gabi sa inyo mga ka-try.
Hello mga ka-try. Hello po mga ka-try.
Hey mga ka-try.
Magandang hapon po muli mga ka-TRYNATION.
Good morning mga katry.
Umaga po sa inyo dito sa programa niyo sa TryPH.
Magandang hapon sa ating lahat mga ka-try.
Uy, magandang araw din sa inyo mga ka-try.
Yes, magandang umaga sa ating mga taga-subaybay nitong ating bagong programa, TryPH. Napakaganda nito.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo, TryPH Media.
Okay, maraming salamat din sa inyo sa pribilehyo makasama sa inyo.
Happy hapon sa inyong lahat mga ka-try.
Happy hapon mga ka-try!
How far
And how high?
Is high.
Never know.
you will never know.
You will never know.
You will never know.
You will never know. You will never know.
You will never know.
You will never know.
You will never know.
So you'll never know. You will never know. You will never know. You'll never know. Never know.
Never know.
You'll never know.
You'll never know.
Ayun, welcome back po again, TryNation, mga ka-try to contact. Ayan po, so maraming salamat po muli kay Sir W3ZQZ. Ayan. Okay. So kayo po ba ay ham radio vlogger? O kayo po ay mahilig magbutingting ng inyong mga radio? O may kilala ka? Siyempre, i-check nyo na po ang ating Facebook page sa TryPH Media website para malaman po ninyo kung paano kayo magigisang advocacy contributor at i-feature kayo. Ayan. Ganoon din naman po sa Tourism to Try kung kayo po ay travel vlogger. Ganoon din naman kung kayo ay lifestyle vlogger. Ayan, kung kayo ay food vlogger. Ayan, so kayo po ay magtungo lamang dito po sa ating TryPH Media Facebook page at sa ating website. Ayan. So, ayan po. Diyan na naman po nagtatapos yung ating malupit at matinding balitaktakan ng talino kay Sir W3ZQC sa kanyang dipole antennas. Ayan. Sa mga susunod pong mga episode ay alamin po natin kung bukas na po ba ang NTC. Ayan. Sa pagkakaalam ko ay magbubukas na yata sila, no? Para po dun sa mga licensing. Ayan. Ang para o yung Philippine Amateur Radio, ayan, ay I think hindi pa po sila open. Ayan. Pero kung gusto nyo pong malaman, pwede nyo pong kontakin yung kanilang number. Ayan, search nyo lang po sa Google. Ayan. So, para po magkaroon kayo ng schedule o kung kailan mag-o-open yung schedule ng pagkuha po ng license. Ayan. And then later on, pag-usapan din natin, mag-throwback naman tayo paminsan-minsan. Ano? Kung sabi nga, paano ba magkaroon ng radio unit at saka ano ba yung fit para sa atin. Ayan, ano, UHF, BHF, HF, yan, ano. So, yung may lisensya, yung walang lisensya, yan, pag-usapan po natin yan sa ating mga susunod na mga episode. Ayan. So, syempre, yung ating mga commenters, ayan, ano. Pero tingnan muna natin kung sino ba yung mga, ayan, si Ma'am MJ, hello po. Ayan, si Rybelly Altura, ayan. Si Gish, ayan, Gish Salvatira, hello, Apo, ayan. Siyempre, ang si Gilly Fernandez, ayan, hello po sa inyo dyan at maraming salamat po sa panonood, ayan. Siyempre, si Gilly, sabi niya ay, gandang hapon, Sir Joey, watching from Amadeo. Ayan, na-miss ko na rin po yung Amadeo days natin, ano? Ayan, so ingat-ingat ka dyan na Ate Jelly kasi medyo mainit. Ganon din naman po si Sir Ralph. Ayan, si Professor Ralph Balmaceda. Thank you BB1 and ZQZ for the episode. This is EMQ from Alpha Base 73. At syempre si Tagaytay Guide. Ayan. Tagaytay Guide team is watching and learning. Tagaytay, hashtag Tagaytay Guide. Ayan. So kapag kayo po ay gustong mag-try ng sabi nga ay virtual lakbay, ayan. Panoorin niyo po ang Tourism to Try every Wednesday 10 a.m. Ayan. Tama ba? Kung di po ako nagkakamali, ayan. Yun po, no? Nandiyan po si Jelly the Explorer, si Ma'am Beth at si Ma'am Jet. Ayan. So, yan na naman po yung ating natatapos yung ating sabi nga ay ano ba yun? Episode ngayong araw na ito. Ayan, syempre kailangan po na nating pasalamatan itong ating mga tinatawag na mga advocacy partner. Sila po ang patuloy na sumusuporta sa advokasya ng Try to Contact. Ayan, through their contribution and by promoting our website and social media site. Ayan, sino-sino po ba sila? Syempre, ito po sila. Andyan po ang ating sabi nga ay advocacy partner. Na unang-una na, syempre, nandyan po ang Route Consulting. We support to keep you going. At ang RJ Brom Consulting Services, ang JRM Consulting, at syempre yung kanina, yung Tagaytay Guide. Syempre, nandyan din po yung ating gold partner, ang The Happy Giving Trading Company. Sila po ay isa sa mga distributor ng Salad Master sa Pilipinas. At syempre, yung ating mga silver partner, ang RDY Marine Electronics, ang LMP Auto Care, ang paborito kong La Homa Funeral Homes. We honor the lives of your loved ones. At ang Milk Fridge, Bubble Tea, Cabanatuan and Malolos Branch. Ayan, so yung mga taga Cabanatuan dyan, yung mga lugar ko dyan, ayan, so ating puntang kalikin ang Bubble Tea ng bayan. Ayan, ang Milk Fridge. Ayan po. So, diyan na naman po nagtatapos ang ating isa na namang napakagandang episode ng Try to Contact. Ayan, magkita-kita to po tayong muli. Kaya 10-2-10-4-73. This is BB1. Sabi nga nila, ayan, ang malaking radyo. Ayan. So, see you again po next week. And this is BB1 again. Over and out.
Break, any station come in.
Yung breaker po, go ahead. 11, call sign, sir.
Thank you, sir. This is 4H1 EMQ po. This is EMQ from Amadeo Station, over.
Roger that, acknowledge. This is Alpha Lima, Cavite Station on the mobile.
Thank you, sir. Sir, can you give me update lang sa location mo, weather and working condition mo?
Roger that, acknowledge. So now, ako po ay on mobile, stationary mobile here in Cavite City Public Market. And then, sa ngayon, sobrang init po ng ating weather condition ngayon dito. Napakataas ng humidity level. And working condition ko po is Motorola GM300 with power output of 45 watts. And then, super gainer antenna, over.